Welcome back to Hot Rod Mess. I'm Angie,
And I'm Candice.
and today we are talking about car seat to driver's seat. So we're gonna take it away on our new format. Very awkward, but it's fine. It's not.
We'll figure it out.
We're figuring it out.
Exactly.
So, all right.
Car seat to driver. Nope. Yes, car seat to driver seat.
Yes.
We both have a child who is driving.
Yes, and I have another one coming up soon. She starts her driver's ed.
Oh, we're already signed up.
No,
Oh,
no, she has to work first, pay for it. Remember?
I like that.
Yeah, I don't pay for driver's ed and I don't pay for any of that because that's a privilege. It's not a right.
I like that.
So it's a privilege to be able to drive. It's not your right to drive. So you have to respect it. So this way, if she does it and she's more vested, she's more likely to pay attention.
She'll, actually put in the work.
Right. Because, I mean, that's what I did with the oldest. The oldest was, he paid for his own driver's ed. I think he was short like $100, and we pitched in. But he paid for his own driver's ed. He paid for his permit. He paid for his license, paid for his road test. Granted, obviously he used mom's credit card to book all of it, but he gave me the money.
Well, that's good.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And she has to do it because then she'll actually appreciate it more.
She'll be invested and willing to do it. I had to clean the bathrooms and fold out the laundry for I think it was like 6 months. That's what my parents had me do because I didn't have a job yet. So it was like I did chores to earn my driver's ed. That was a big thing.
Well, she did get a job. She did get a job. We took her to the job fair and she got a job and all that. So
that's awesome.
We'll see how that goes. Hopefully she's filled out everything and everything's ready to go. Because if not, I'm sorry for you. Next thing you got coming to you is a Charlie card.
Yeah.
Because my kids get driven to school because they don't have a bus.
Yeah.
So she'll be taking public transportation if that's the case. I'm not.
Well, hey, I mean, setting your conviction on that one, that's good.
Well, I think you kind of have to because all these kids nowadays just expect everything.
Entitled.
And it's like, no.
No. And we spoil our kids a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
It's hard. I didn't make the oldest do anything. She already has like a good amount of chores she does. And she's a straight A student. She's an all AP. She's in high honors. She still works 2 days a week. She babysits the little one. So I'm like, I need you to drive. I kind of needed her to drive.
Yeah. Well, I get it because my oldest, my kids are always like, you pay for his insurance and and you do all this and you do all that. I do, but he's very helpful.
Yeah.
He was always helpful when we were running behind or whatever. Don't worry, Mom, I'll go get him. Don't worry, Mom, I'll go get him. Hey, what time does he have to be at such and such? What time? I know you're at work. I'll do this. I'll do that. He kept the balance going.
Yep.
Which was also very difficult when you have that for 3 years and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have to parent again.
That's how I feel. I mean, if Olivia goes to basic this summer, I'm like, I'm not going to have my third parent, like, where I can just be like, okay, watch your sister. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z.
Man,
like,
it's weird.
And the middle one's not old enough. I trust him. I don't trust the world. Like I can't leave the 2-year-old and 11-year-old alone because something bad will happen. That's just, although, I mean, I was babysitting at 11, so.
But boys are different. Boys are different. I mean, I could picture my youngest, because he's 12. I could picture him sitting there watching. Like if I had a little one, a 2-year-old. 2-year-olds are like they're little Houdinis. They can get anywhere and anywhere very quickly.
Oh yeah, and she moves fast.
Fast. So like now you think about it, you're the best thing ever. Actually, speaking of car seats, this is hilarious. And watching little ones, when Ella was little, she was a terrorist. I mean, she still is.
I was going to say.
But she ended up, I asked my nephew, my sister-in-law and I were going out, and I asked my nephew to watch her. And I said, you have to keep an eye on her. And he was into video games and all that. And I said, no, like, you really got to watch her. Like, she'll get into everything. Like, here's her snacks. I'm leaving her car seat here in case, your dad comes home and you guys want to leave. Like, we're going to be gone. Like, went through this whole thing. As Mom, you have to watch her. Make sure you watch her. Okay. We call, check in. Hey, like, how's she doing? Great. What do you mean great? Took a picture of her. Sent it to us. He strapped her in the car seat the second we left. And it had the car seat had those two cup holders
Yep.
and put a
Snacks in
snack
one, treat in the other.
cup in the other. And he gave her the puffs so she could never choke.
Oh my God. I
He
mean,
left her there. He
it's
just left her
smart.
there. And he said, she can't get in trouble there.
Yeah. Contained.
Okay. Okay.
So funny.
So genius.
I mean, yeah.
Very genius. But we both just looked at each other and we were like, is that real life? Did that just happen? And I was like, well, I mean,
Did I
yeah,
do that?
but it's kind of smart. He goes, she goes, you literally tied up your child. I'm like, not really.
No.
No, he strapped her in a safe place.
I'll do that with right. I'll put her in her high chair. I'm like, you can't go nowhere.
You can't go
You know.
anywhere.
I mean,
Strapped
now
in.
she knows how to stand up in it, and I'm like, you're gonna flip out of that thing.
She doesn't care.
Does not care. I mean, she flipped herself out of the grocery cart, so I mean, at least I caught her.
She's just gonna try and figure out if your Houdini arms are working that at that
Oh yeah,
particular
she
time.
wasn't catch her.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
yeah. That's what they do. That's what they do. It is what it is.
That's what they do. They love to torture us.
Yeah.
When you were teaching the oldest to drive, what was your best moment? Like, proud of him, funny? What was the best?
Probably the boat.
Yeah.
We were in charge of going to get the boat, and my husband's like, it's fine. Someone's at the yacht club. They'll back it up, the trailer, down the ramp, because I can't back up a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't. It's just not a thing.
I
Can't do it.
practice with mine all the time. It's hard. It's very hard. It goes the wrong way.
It does. And little trailers are really hard.
My trailer's tiny, and that's the
It's
biggest
the
problem.
worst. But the boat trailer's long, and
Mhm.
it's like, it's whatever.
It's a
but
boat trailer.
It's a boat
For the
trailer.
pontoon?
Yeah.
Okay. So big.
It's big. And I'm like, so I'm like, I don't want to. And my anxiety was going through the roof.
As it should.
First, I'm driving. I go to get Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we have to go get the boat, hook it up. He goes, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He takes my car, backs it up, and I'm like, it's okay if I just drive away, right? He goes, just pull away a little bit so we know that it locks in. I'm like, locks in? What are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, Potter told me that you have to like pull forward just a hair and you'll hear it clunk.
Oh, like when it drops off the
Yeah,
ball.
when it drops into the ball and it's locked, and then we'll hook it up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So we hook it all up. We go down to the yacht club, and I'm like, oh, I gotta find someone to back this up. And he goes, hello, I can back it up. You don't have your license. He goes, I have a permit. You have a license. And
Just switch seats.
I was like, oh. He goes, I'm driving now. I was like, oh.
So he drove all the way to the yacht
Oh,
club,
yeah.
and you were still gonna get
Oh, yeah.
somebody and not have to
Oh, yeah.
back it up?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's right. And I get out.
What about that?
Yeah, I get out being this like protective mom that, come to the left. No, you gotta go to the right. And then he actually puts it in park, puts his head out and goes, Mom, go in the bar or something and get a drink. And I'm like, did you just yell at me? I'm like, Jacob, I'm just trying to help you out. Ooh. And he goes, I got this. Potter and I do this all the time. I got it. You're actually making it worse. Fine. So here I am.
Well, he knew what to do. Told you to go get a drink. Go, sit at the
Calm
bar.
my anxiety down.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at the bar, and all the guys, there's a couple guys at the bar, and they're like, that kid really knows what he's doing, huh? Did you pull in, or was he? I'm like, he drove. He goes, oh, Jake unloads my boat all the time. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, here you go. I toss him the keys, and I come in here. He unloads the boat, docks it, and everything, and pulls my trailer back out. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, he's done it a few times before he had a permit. Wait, yeah, something like that. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we were. Like, wow, I really don't pay attention, do I?
That's so funny.
And the funny part is he did, because it's very narrow and everything, and
Mhm.
he knows how to do it because
Yeah.
he just grew up around it. And I actually sat there for a minute and I'm like, I'm like really proud of you.
That's cool.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
That's really awesome.
And then he calmed me down when I had to back up the golf cart on the little trailer, and he's like, you can do it, Mom. Slightly to the left. Just stop. Why don't you just close your eyes and just listen to what I'm saying? Ah! but we did it. We did
That's
it.
good. Well, Douglas was something that we'll be doing something. He goes, don't think, just hear the words that I'm telling you. Don't respond. Don't think more. We're doing X, Y, and Z. So do X, and then do Y, and then do Z. And
Yeah.
sometimes it works.
Well, it's funny that you say that because like when we were trying to get a car off the back of the truck that was really really low,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Julia's car actually. We were trying to
Uh,
get it off the truck. We
yeah,
weren't trying. We were getting it off the truck, but it's so low that there
it's
was
very
like
low.
you had to inch it, and we were putting it in a building at the same time. So you have to like inch it down, and he's letting it go, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is such an expensive car, and I know how much this means to her. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna go. And
Yeah,
my husband goes, just look at me.
yeah.
Just do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
So the other gentleman came up and he started talking to us, and he was like, "Oh, jeez, and I just focused on William.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to him because then William got up and was like, "Will you shut the fuck up?"
Yeah, wasn't the guy who brought it like kind of like not super great?
Oh no, this is someone that we regularly
Oh,
know
okay.
that was there to help
Oh,
us
okay.
out, and it was kind of funny.
Oh my god.
And then they started bickering with each other because they were like two little men bickering with each other, but it was really funny.
Love it.
But the guy did not know how to get the vehicle off the truck. That guy, I wasn't there for that though.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
So, what's your favorite moment about teaching?
I don't know. I think mostly, I think it's kind of an overall that I'm so proud of her that I was like, oh my God, she's going to drive too fast. She's not going to pay attention. My husband and I drive too fast. Her grandmother drives too fast. I'm like, all of her people that she regularly are with, I'm like, oh God, she's going to be a lead foot. But
We're all
she's
Mario
good.
Andretti's.
Oh yeah, we're bad. So we have Life 360, and it shows you the speed. I'm like, she wasn't even going the speed limit, but I'm like, you know what? I'm never gonna complain because I'm like, you know what? That is, I think, the best thing of I have more of a scary moment than a good
What's your
moment.
scary?
Oh God. Okay. So we were at a light, and it was a light that didn't have a green arrow, and we were taking a left, like a left green arrow. So both lights turn green, and it's yield if you're turning left. This bitch said, "I'm a go," and I'm like, oh, and I didn't even have enough time to say stop. But then at that point, she had committed so much that we would have gotten hit had she not gunned it. And she realized that halfway, and I just closed my eyes. I was like, it was like the first time I ever have been like, oh my God, we're gonna die. We're gonna
We're gonna
die.
die. We're
We're
gonna
literally gonna
die.
die. We are getting T-boned. We are going to die. But nope, she committed, she did it, and she took the left. And the person, like, I'm sure they got pissed, but I don't fucking care. We were fine. But I mean, they were like, it's so close. But she did it, and in that moment, she learned because there's a light by our house that if you have the left and you have the left green arrow and people are trying to take a right, you have to commit, or those people are gonna hit you. And I feel like in that moment, at that other when I thought I was gonna die, that made her realize that I have to commit. And I'm glad that she learned that lesson of like when you hesitate, that's when you get in an
Oh
accident.
yeah, 100%.
Especially if you're going to take a left, and you're like, ah, and you hit your brain. That person who's coming is gonna probably hit you.
Yeah, it's
So
your fault.
yeah, and then it's your fault because
It's
you
your
were
fault.
taking the left.
Yep.
So
100%.
I'm glad that she has learned committing. And she told me the other day, she's like, I didn't let anybody bully me when they were taking a right, and I was like, good for you. She's like, I'm in my tiny little car. I'm like, Chris, not that small. She's like, there's one thing in your car, you can intimidate people, and I'm like, yes, this
Yeah.
is this is true.
Yeah, you
That
would
is.
think, but I mean, I don't know. I drive the tow truck, and people are like, "Oh, let me just cut in front of the
I
big
don't.
giant
I
truck."
will never understand that. Like, did you not go to driver's ed? Did nobody teach you that big vehicles, you give them their space? And that person in the big vehicle probably knows how to drive a lot fucking better than you do.
We had that actually. Little William asked me the other day. He goes, "Why do you keep slowing down so far away?" I'm like, well, first of all, I'm using the exhaust brake on the truck, so I'm not even applying my brake pedal. It's actually the vehicle is slowing itself down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you hear it when the motor goes, "Rrrr," and
Yeah.
like that's what it's doing. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, oh. I'm like, and second, it's 25,000 pounds of a vehicle, not loaded. And I'm doing 40 miles an hour and I'm 40 feet long.
Takes a long
It's a
ass time to
lot to
stop.
slow it down. So, and you have air brakes. So when you jack them up, they just lock up. There's no ABS, like slow. I mean, I guess there might be because they will skip,
It skips with the air brake skip.
but why would I put that much stress on my truck?
No.
I mean, and then I run the risk of not being able to stop, and I'm going to hit the person in front of me. And if I hit that person, they're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. If
I'm
it's,
gonna crumble their car.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Literally anything. Unless it's like another tow truck. And then
yeah,
you're gonna die because the bed's gonna come through the cab.
I'm gonna die.
No, but you have to take those precautions, and it's good that you do, because I know that I've seen tow truck drivers flying around like assholes, and it's not good, but you
I mean,
have to take the
I'm not gonna
precautions.
lie and say that I don't like drive fast in a
Of
truck.
course you do.
I do
Yeah.
like, especially like, when we're going to a scene that's like
And you
down
gotta
in Katuitt,
hustle. Yeah.
and we're coming from Barnes like Hyannis. It's and you have 15 minutes to arrive. It's like, oh my
Well,
god.
like the accident that happened by my house the other day that you guys got called for that, I was like, that is so far. I mean, it got switched to Mashpee, but
Yeah,
but it's insane that that is all the length that you guys have to
yeah.
go. Like,
And
it's
then
too.
you have to go from. You also have to go from there all the way to the Yarmouth line.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So you'd actually be surprised, like where the like Willow Street is
Yep.
and all that. I've gone all the way down almost to the end of like where the end of like where you take that left to go to Main Street
Yep.
if you
Yep.
were coming from here. I've gone all the way down there to pick
That's
up a
crazy.
car.
It's
Like
crazy. It's a wide range.
it's a wide range. It's very like Barnstable. People are like, oh, that's not bad. I'm like,
It's
there's
good.
5 villages in Barnstable, and we cover all of them.
Yeah.
It is the biggest territory on Cape Cod.
Mm-hmm.
And not granted, Cape is like 60 miles from here to here,
Yeah, it's not
but
very big.
it's not very big, but it's a lot to cover.
It's a lot to cover. It's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of space. Are you nervous about teaching the middle one to drive?
She's kind of a grandma.
Yeah, you think she'll be okay?
She's a grandma driver. I think she's gonna be. She's very mother henny
Mm-hmm.
and very grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, and she thinks things through.
She's
So
Scorpio. She sees all of the things.
right, but I think that seeing all of the things is actually
Gonna
gonna.
help and
It's gonna help and retract
mm-hmm.
because it's going to make her be aware,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also going to make her be very timid.
Mm-hmm.
And I only say it because I'm a Leo,
Mm-hmm.
and I think of all the things, and I go down like the dark rabbit hole when I'm driving. Like when I see someone coming at me, I'm like, well, that person's got their turn signal on, but if they don't slow down and I have the right of way, they might cut out in front of me, and then I have like these crazy little visions where I'm like, whoop, and then like boom, it happens, and I'm like,
Yep.
good thing I was planning ahead.
Yep.
She's the same way.
Yep.
So the problem is that I've learned how to use that to be a defensive driver
Mm-hmm.
and be offensive, if that makes any sense.
No, I know what you mean because I say that I feel like I'm a defensive driver, but I am offensive when I need to be.
Right. And she is, I think she's going to be fine, but I think she is going to be hesitant
Mm-hmm.
because she's going to be like,
A little more cautious.
yeah, she's going to be way more cautious. Not like my oldest. My oldest is Mario freaking Andretti.
Oh,
And I'm like, dude, slow down.
that boy.
But he's a good, well,
He's a good driver.
well, the negative part is just that.
Yeah.
He's been driving behind the wheel since he was 2. He's sitting on my husband's lap, moving cars around the shop, doing this, doing that, operating everything. Like he just did everything with us.
Mm-hmm.
So he always got to get into cars. He always got to drive with us. He always got to do all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The negative part is everybody's like, oh, it's so great. It's so awesome. Yes, except now he's on a pedestal
Mm-hmm.
and he hasn't had anything negative, very negative
Yeah.
really happen or anything dramatic happen.
Mm-hmm.
He has been in an accident, but he
Yeah.
rear-ended somebody. He didn't get airbags blown in his face. He didn't not that and I know that like what I'm saying sounds like, oh, I'm not wishing at all.
Naturally.
Like if I could put a protection spell on my son and every single one of them in a bubble, especially now because he's in Arizona and he's so far away and I have no control over anything. And I know he drives like a maniac. He doesn't think he drives like a maniac,
Yeah.
but he hasn't gotten a speeding ticket.
Ah.
He hasn't like I drove the same way,
Yeah.
but I got a speeding ticket every other fucking day.
You had a red car.
Right, right. His dad, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, same way. He lost his license for an habitual traffic offender. For I think 4 years he lost his license. Bad, yes. So he kind of it's embedded in him,
It's in him.
but like now we're like, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, like, when you have to start paying for your own insurance and you have to start paying for all this shit, it's mad money.
Yeah.
And you've already had an accident against you. It's fine. Blah, 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 blah. I
Okay.
don't know anything. It's
No.
fine. I don't know anything.
No, and he's getting tainted by being in Arizona because there's roads that the speed limit's 75, 80, like out there,
Right.
you know?
And
I
you're,
mean, that was my favorite part of being in that area
yeah.
was the 75 mile an hour roads.
Well, it's awesome. And then you have like their HOV lanes. You just pop in them and pop out of them if you need to. There's no barriers that
Oh,
you're
I
like
would not get
fighting.
into HOV lanes in Boston. I am not putting myself in it. What if somebody is broken down ahead of me? I'm not putting myself in there.
I do take it when I come
Ugh.
out of Logan. I take it all the time, but
All right, that wouldn't be a bad place to do it, but I don't know. I don't like it. I'm claustrophobic. I'm trapped.
it does make me feel a little nervous though.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. I'm trapped. What if somebody's broken down ahead of me? So I won't do like on Route 3 during the day when you can do like travel in the breakdown lane. No thank you. I will just go in the left lane. Like
Yeah, I've
I'm
done
not.
it. I do it all the time.
Oh, I don't like it.
But
I don't like hitting the drunk bumps.
I can get out of it.
Yeah.
And
So
now I know like I won't do it near near like a bridge because the bridges narrow in.
it's ridiculous.
Why did we narrow the bridges?
I don't know. And then there's all these signs, narrow bridge and like unsalted and like all this shit. Like no,
No,
no.
no. So
No.
I won't go. I won't do the breakdown lane when you're.
When you know you're coming to a bridge.
No, I get in. I just move over a lane. It's like a cushion, and I won't do it. I really try not to do it near big giant trucks. I'll
Naturally.
be smooshed.
Yeah,
But
no, don't need
yeah,
to be smushed. If you can't see their mirrors, they can't see you.
see
They
you.
can't see you. And people get on trucks ass. I'm like, he doesn't even know you're
I
there.
can't. Some people that are behind me, even though like luckily I have like the big window and there's flappy, but if there's something on the back of the truck
You're not seeing shit.
on the deck, I don't know you're there. I have no idea you're there
Yeah.
until like I'll turn and be like, "Oh wow, you're really close to me. Hey buddy, how's it going?"
My mother got yelled at by somebody on 151. We were behind this truck. She's a tailgater. She's since gotten better since this. A guy
She's a joke.
stopped it. She is. So he stopped his truck, put it in park, got out of his truck, walked towards my mother's car. And she's tiny, and I'm like 10. And the dude, he knocks on the window, and she like puts it down, and she's like, "Hi." He goes, "I can't see you. If you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you." And she was like, "I'm so sorry." And like I never forgot that. I was like, that is, and I mean, it was fucking terrifying. This dude hopping out of his truck and walking towards the car. I don't know why he thought that that was a good idea,
Right.
but like, I'm glad I got the lesson. But like, if that happened now, I would have like driven away. Like, if
Yeah.
somebody was walking towards my car, like I wouldn't have stayed there. Like, I don't.
No, I wouldn't have. I would
No
have been
way.
like, "You slow
I
motherfucker."
don't know who you are, why you're coming towards
Right.
my car. Like,
Well, that's funny that you say that because we had I had a guy a couple weeks ago. I left the yard and I thought I closed um my toolbox on my truck.
mm-hmm.
And I'm driving along, and he's honking at me and honking. I'm like, I didn't cut him off. Did I cut him off? I didn't cut him off. I'm like, no, I had the fucking green.
Yeah.
Like, and I was taking a right, and I had the green, and he was coming from this direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then he pulls up next to me, and he's honking at me. And mind you, I'm way up high, so it's not like he's gonna get to me.
Nah.
I put the window down. I'm like, what's up? And he goes, your toolbox is open. And I'm like, oh, he goes, one of your straps is hanging out too. And I was like, oh, hey man, thanks.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Thank God, though. I mean, that could have been bad.
Well, then I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, did something fall off? Did it hit another car? Like, I'm going down the domino.
Yeah.
The roll, like, such liability. Like, how did I miss that? How
Yeah.
did I not pick up on that? But I actually, my strap when I closed
Would you
it,
close your stop?
my strap was in it and it didn't actually lock right. So when I hit the bump, I'm assuming is when it
Yeah.
popped open.
Well, it's like the time Connor's computer fell out of the back of my truck. Do you know this story?
No.
Okay, so the youngest brother-in-law, he's coming home for the summer, or yeah, it had to be the summer. So I went up with my father-in-law and other brother-in-law to help him move home. And I was like, all right, give me everything that is going to dad's, and I'll just go drop it off, or you guys can come grab it on your way home, whatever. And he's like, all right, so I'll give you my computer then. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I
Thanks.
yeah, I'm like, I don't need any more anxiety, but like, okay, homie, whatever. So he puts it in my truck and he's like, okay, he's like, it can't go this way because then the screen will be on its side and it's got to go this way. It's gonna be, and I'm like, okay. So I put it in the truck, close the truck, we leave. We're halfway out of Boston. My middle child, I'm so hungry, and I'm like, bro, we're half an hour from home. Suck it up. I can't. All right, fine. So I get off the highway, which you never get off the highway. You never get off the highway.
Don't do it.
Oh, it's so bad. Something bad always happens when you get off the
Yeah,
highway.
I feel like it adds like another hour.
Is another fucking. Just wait till we get home.
Just wait till we get home.
So, but he had been a trooper all day. We literally sat in traffic for like 2.5 hours that day leaving Boston. It was
awful. I remember moving the sister-in-law out of Northeastern, and it was awful.
It's awful. Because of course, because everybody's moving out that day, so there's twice as many people on the road. Ugh, it's terrible. So we get off the highway, we go to McDonald's. Now the youngest is crying. She needs milk. And I'm like, well, I don't remember where her bottle is because now the back of my truck is packed full of his stuff, diaper bag somewhere. Right. I crawl into the back of my truck, find a bottle, give her milk, close my trunk. So I thought. Did not close my trunk. Pull out of McDonald's, get on. It's not like a highway. It's more like 151. So kind of like a main road-ish thing, you know. 2 lanes, 50. I'm doing 50. All of a sudden, my back hatch opens. And what falls out? But his computer just out onto the road. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I pull over to the side of the road. But my husband always thinks I panic. I do panic. But in situations like this, I'm not panicking. I shut down and go into solve the problem mode. Oh, yeah. So it tumbles out the back. I very good. I don't panic. I pull over to the side of the road. Thank God nobody was behind me. Because, I mean, somebody should have hit his computer. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to buy him a new computer. Okay, I have the money. I can buy him one. It'll be okay. I'm like, I'm trying all these stuff. Right? So I get out, and Jace is like, don't get hit by a car. And I'm like, thanks, bud. Thank you for the advice. Like, I appreciate that. I grab it, put it back in. I close my hatch, make sure it's actually locked. I have no idea how it closed but didn't lock. Something had to be in the way. That
the navigator did it to me recently, actually.
Yeah. So
and I thought I was like, I'm gonna lose Vinny. That's all I cared about.
Everything in your truck can go flying out, but as long as Vinny's fine.
Well, the funny part is the minute when that hatch opens, he thinks that's time to get out.
So he's gonna hop.
Right. So I could pop that, like literally I pop the hatch to my car, that dog just jumps in the car. He knows like that's the routine, that's what he's been trained to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when it wasn't closed all the way and I wasn't paying attention, it says it on my dash, by the way. Like, hey, dumbass, lift gate ajar. Dumbass, lift gates ajar.
Mine didn't even tell me.
Oh, that's wild.
Didn't even tell me until it was ding, 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 you know, when it opens.
Yeah.
It did not tell me it was ajar.
Funny. My car goes into limp mode. So the minute it opened,
it just like slows you down.
It started to slowly, it was like,
that's crazy.
And started flashing on my thing.
Like, hey, idiot.
Yeah. So then I pull over and I'm like, oh my God, Vinny, stay. And he's just in he was high as a kite too, because
that probably helped.
But he's in the third row in his, like, he's got his little octopus and he's got all of his blankie and he's
the most ridiculous dog.
So ridiculous.
Ridiculous dog.
So he's just sprawled out in the third row and then he just pops his head open and he puts his fat cheeks on the edge with his blankie in his mouth and he's like, Mom, I'm not getting up. And I'm like, just stay, okay? Don't get out. It's not safe.
We'll be fine.
And it's okay.
That's so. How far away did you leave somewhere and it popped up?
I pulled out of our road, and my road is like you pulling out blind spot. I
hate pulling out of your road almost as much as I hate pulling out of my own house. It's
brutal.
Yeah, we screwed ourselves on our leaving our houses.
Screwed ourselves. But so when I came out, I was like, oh my God. So I just pulled in off to the side to or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I didn't make it that far. But I was, in my head, I went, oh, I'm going to lose Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose Vinny.
Vinny barely even lifted his head up.
He wasn't going anywhere.
So, the best part of the Connor thing, of the computer story, in case you just want me to say his name, is...
You're going to be editing.
Right. Although, this new format of us side by side, I flew through editing because awesome. I didn't have to clip us both in and out. It was just we were together and awesome. A game changer. And I really like the way it looks.
Yeah. So I showed Small Guy.
Yeah.
Because he's my critic and he went from not wanting to be involved, but kind of he's involved. I actually value his opinion because he gives me good feedback. And when I showed him the text that you sent me, he
Mhm.
goes, "I'm not really crazy about it right now because you're not. It just doesn't look right positioning." And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't look right positioning wise because we're just this is a trial and we
Mhm.
have to reposition our chairs and our mics and blah blah blah."
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a fan. I think once we get it right, and I think that with the way we have it, I think it's why my am I recording? Yes, it is recording. Okay, I don't trust that
we're
phone.
recording, but we don't know what that phone is
It
doing.
is. It's recording. I can see it. Yeah, I just don't trust that fucker. But we'll like I said, I think I'm gonna do the camera thing because I think it needs to. So, anyways, they come and they get his computer and they leave, and I didn't say anything because I'm like, it's got to be fine. And if it's not fine, we'll handle it. And
Leave it alone and hope for
I'm
the
just
best.
never. I didn't sleep for 2 days.
The guilt. That's your Catholic guilt, by the way.
Well, I hate lying. That's my biggest issue is I hate to lie.
I know.
And even a lie by omission still will get me. So I'm like, God damn it, I'm like twisting in the wind. So I tell my eldest daughter, because she's very close to her uncle. They're only like 5 years apart, and
Yeah.
they're like really good buds. Somebody thought they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and it was so funny. He goes,
Weird.
"That's my niece," and the dude was like, "Whoa, I'm so sorry." It was really funny. And they were like 10, so
That is
like,
kind of funny.
yeah. But so they takes it and I tell her and she's dying. She thinks it's so funny.
She would.
She's like, just tell him. And I'm like, no, I can't. So then like 3 days later we're at one of my aunt-in-law's houses and he's saying something to my daughter. Oh yeah, I set up my computer and I was doing this, da, 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 da.
Well, you're like,
And I can hear this and I'm listening and I'm like, okay, all right, so I think it works. And Olivia goes, oh, so your computer works? She goes, Mama, Connor's computer works. And I'm like,
bitch.
and then everyone's like, why are you saying that? And she's like, tell the people. And I'm like, God damn it. So I told the people. And
You know that's your fault, right? Because you raised her to be honest.
exactly. Oh, I didn't have to raise that bitch, to be honest. She was coming out the gate. She's going to tell you everything about
Everything.
yourself. She has no filter, and I love that about
That's
her.
awesome.
She, nope, they're out of pocket all the time. And I'm here
That's
for it.
my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have Barons. That's how they are.
Yeah.
So I'm watching everybody's face. I'm like, yep. And then the hatch opened and out came the computer. Everyone's face went white. And Connor's like, but it's fine. The computer works. And he's
Because
like,
he's so like,
yeah. He's like, whatever.
he's
And
fucking like he's like Elmo.
yeah.
It's okay, folks. It works.
I mean, the positivity in him, I will give him that.
Yeah.
He's a summer baby, so he's happy.
It's why he was born in sunshine.
Yes, exactly. God, but it was just so funny. I will, and now every time I close my hatch, I'm like, are we closed? I'm like, I don't trust it. And there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Like, Douglas looked at it, there's nothing wrong. It just that day when I had the most expensive thing my brother-in-law owned in the back of my vehicle.
Yeah.
Out.
Uh-huh.
Out of it.
It's insane. Insane. I was picking up this car the other day, and this guy had a bunch of like valuable tools and everything in the back of the truck bed, but he didn't really have a tailgate. He had a wood gate, and this was heavy stuff. Like he
Yeah.
does masonry, so this is like heavy,
Heavy.
heavy stuff that's in the back and
And
tool
expensive stuff.
and expensive. So first I had to drive it up the bed. So I get it up the bed, and I hear as I'm going up the bed, I hear bang, and I'm like,
Oh.
I look out and I'm like, uh-oh. And I go, so this happened to be another tow company on scene on that day because they were towing the other two items that were with him. And he goes, you're good. I'm like, did you hear that? And he goes, I did. And I came over because I thought maybe something happened. And I was like, oh, like, dude, there's all those tools. And I felt it in the truck.
Like,
Like, bang.
oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's so scary.
He goes, I'm looking, and I literally thought all those tools went right through that board. He's just, because in my head, when you were going up, I'm like, it's just a board. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I know. That's what I said. I even said, do you want to take like that really expensive, like heavy ass thing with you?
Yeah.
No, we have to walk. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Or like, can you pick it up and put it in the cab? No, 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 no. It was very nerve-wracking.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was scary.
That's
So I was like, uh-oh. And then I was driving back to the yard and I'm like, he has tons of papers inside of his vehicle. The back window's blown out. I'm like, the papers, I'm just gonna all these just going all over the freaking
yeah.
as I'm going down that road. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great.
See it on the news. Papers all over
Yep.
the road.
And then it's even worse because you'll be like, oh, it was the girl driver.
Yeah, of course. It was always the girl driver. It's always the girl driver. which we'll get into on our next episode about
Yeah.
the girl versus the boy
Yeah.
driver. What else do we got? All right, what about? Oh, so we just had to go through this. So my eldest, she can drive friends now. It's her 6 months are up. She can drive friends. Speaking of which, she's driving a friend today for the first time. I just thought of. So she goes, can one of her cousins? She's like, can I go pick her up? Can she sleep over? And I was like, yes, but your father needed to come up with the rules because I'm like, we hadn't really like thought about it because we're like, yeah, it'll come. 6 months goes very quickly if
Yes, it
you're not
does.
thinking about it.
100%.
It's like 2 seconds. So I'm like, all right. So we talked it out and we're like, all right, you have to be home by 10, one friend at a time. She has two best friends. She's like, well, what if one of them doesn't drive? I'm like, case by case basis. And I know these girls, and I know they're not going to be like wild and crazy and cause problems. So like, I'll let her go with those two. But there is other people who I would not let multiple
No.
ones go. You know, I know who's going to be the rabble rousers and get her into trouble. And she has too bright of a future that I'm going to let a dumbass friend fuck up her future. Like, that's not a thing. That's not
Yeah.
happening. It's not her I'm worried about. It's everybody else.
They're
That's the
very,
problem.
even when they're older, they're still very strongly influenced. And I'll tell you the story that happened with Jacob with the very, it was the worst phone call. But we all know I have that weird, crazy intuition.
You
I'll tell you
always
that
know.
in a second, but continue.
So we came up with the list, and she at first was like, "Why?" And I'm like, "For your safety, homie." And so we went through the list. Yeah, it was one friend at a time, home by 10. We have to know where, when, and who, and why. And then there's no just like joyriding, you
He's not
know?
driving around
No, like why? Why were we just driving around?
because
That's
we
all.
were smoking weed and having sex.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Let me and drinking. Well, I was
I
drinking,
was never
smoking weed,
yeah,
and having sex.
yeah.
We would think about how great can you fishbowl this car?
Oh my God, the amount of cars I fishbowled. I'm like,
Listening to Tupac and Ja Rule and them
thinking we're
cruising.
so
Yeah,
tough. Like,
yeah.
oh
Or sitting
my
down by the pond and
always by the pond.
oh yeah,
Oh
always
yeah,
by the
I got
pond.
rolled on by the cops at Hathaways one time. That was the scariest night of my life. Oh my God, that was not a good time. I told my husband that story the other day. He's like, I know. He's like, oh God.
No.
He's like, why? I'm like, because
Yeah.
I was a bad kid.
Well, that's the thing. Like, so for us, we think about these
Yeah,
things.
but in her mind, she's like, why would I just
Why would I
drive
do that?
around?
Why?
And I'm
That's
like,
wasting fuel.
oh yeah, yeah, exactly. That's not very green.
Right.
Like in our minds, we're like, how far can I go
How
on
far
this?
can I go before they notice that I'm not even in this state?
Exactly, exactly. So I'm very glad that I have a kid who I'm not like worried about that
Yeah.
shit with.
How many
'Cause,
cases of beer can I fit between my legs?
I know that never would be a thought in her mind, and I'm very glad about that.
No,
I'm very
no.
glad about
My oldest is, I don't even think it was ever a thought in his mind. He actually got really upset with one of his friends. So now, fast forward, we graduating from school and
that.
all that. I think it was last summer, maybe, or the summer. It was last summer. He's home. It's his second summer home
Mm-hmm.
from college, whatever. Or first summer home from college, sorry, because he just went into, just finishing up a sophomore. And he
Really?
called,
It's only
yeah.
okay.
And yeah,
I feel
so
like his high school graduation was a million years ago,
I know.
but Ray was there,
Yeah.
so it wasn't that long
Yeah, it wasn't
ago.
that long ago.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So we were sitting there and I call him and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. Like, I don't know, I just get these sick spidey senses, especially with that kid,
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And he's like, I'm just so fucking mad right now. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, why? And he says, tells me who the kid is. This is what he's doing. I told him no alcohol in my car. And I'm thinking, who are you? You
Yeah.
know, one, this is your guys' car. I'm in and I'm trying to explain to him like I can't have booze in this car. If I got pulled over, I'm underage, I'll lose my license, and then I can't drive, and then I can't like he's going through like all these reasonable,
Rational.
rational, responsible thoughts. And I'm going, wow,
That's pretty
wow,
impressive.
that's wild to me.
That's awesome.
And
Because that's not what either of you
no,
would have
no,
been
no,
thinking.
no, no, no.
Well,
I
I
would have
just did
made
it better next time, homie.
right. I would have made a cocktail and been like, "So what do you want in your cocktail?"
Right? It's
And
so.
I don't even think we like his bio dad and I used to drive around with Tanqueray and tonics in a glass, and in the cooler we just kept ice, so you could just refill it. Like keep the
Crazy.
ice nice and perfect. But it's weird because like that's how he grew up. His dad drank scotch in the or brandy or whatever, and on over ice driving. But it was normal back then.
It's insane
So
to me.
it is insane to us because we didn't grow up that way. But
Yeah,
when you grow up with
normal.
it, it's a norm. So for someone not to have a cocktail, well, then you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you, square edge?
It's
Like it's
so
weird. It's
crazy.
crazy. But
Crazy.
but yeah, but our rules with him were he wasn't allowed to have anybody in the car for 6 months. He tried the, oh, I could see that they're my cousin. You can't.
Yeah.
You're
And technically now the cousin thing doesn't work anymore.
it
It's
doesn't.
only siblings.
Only siblings. I said,
Yep.
you're not. You're gonna follow the rules
Mm-hmm.
because they're they will take your shit away.
Mm-hmm.
They will, 100%.
Yeah. The only reason I let her drive your child that time and their cousins, same last name.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Jason and him look enough alike that
They look a lot like they do look enough alike.
yeah,
You'd be like, this is married to a brother.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could work.
yeah.
But it's wild because he at first was like, "Oh, that's stupid," blah, blah, blah. But not really like that was stupid. He was like, "I understand it, but it's dumb."
It's more like the annoyance of it.
Correct. He was like, "Well, I don't. What is the difference whether I'm 6 months from now or I'm now driving?" And I said, "Yeah, but some people are just now driving for the first time. Like they need those 6 months to focus to
Some
get
people.
used to actually driving.
Mm-hmm.
You've been driving
Mm-hmm.
forever, but now legally,
Yeah, he didn't need so much of the learning to drive. He needed to learn like driving as a licensed driver.
correct,
Yeah,
properly,
yeah. He was comfortable behind a wheel, but needed to know how to actually be behind
correct."
a wheel.
And now, so then he started, when he was able to have his friends in the car, I said to him, I said, well, one, I need to make sure that the parents are okay with, so he didn't have a ton of kids in the car ever, but I would always reach out to a parent, hey, I just want you to know, like, is it okay for Jake to have your whoever it was in the
Mhm.
car? One of the parents I just knew, like, and I just checked in. I'm like, hey, so you're cool with them being in the car together? Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do whatever together.
Yeah.
But the weirdest part was later. So the daughter always had him on Life 360.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I was in bed and I just woke up from a sound sleep and I was like sweating.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, where's Jake? And I pick up my phone and I message Ella and I'm like, do you have his location? She's like, yeah, why? Like, Mom, I'm like, I need to know where he is and how fast he's going right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Mom, no. Like, Life 360 is something that we do. Like, he's gonna be so mad. I'm like, I don't care. I just have this awful feeling.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls it up, she screenshots it and sends it to me. Because we're texting back and forth through the,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing 70 miles an hour through the roads in Mashpee in the Saturn with his friends goofing around,
Uh-huh. Showing off.
showing off. So I
Doesn't that car
called.
smell bad? Like, you can only show off so much.
Yeah,
I go to Doug's, can I want to drive this out? And he goes, no, you don't. It smells bad.
it does actually. No, it doesn't anymore because they
Okay.
fixed it.
So maybe I'm going to have to take it for a ride then.
Yeah, you can take it for a ride. It does have a weird, like, it's got that like old-ish car smell.
So it
But
smells like a vagina. Like a dirty vagina.
no, I think Jake got the Paducey smell out.
Oh, okay, that's good. So driving around like an idiot with his friends,
Yeah,
as they do,
as they do.
especially in that car, you know,
Oh yeah,
look how fast I can go.
oh yeah. So I call him and I said, "Hey, what you doing?" "Oh, nothing, just driving around." I said, "Yeah, slow the fuck down." "Oh, I'm gonna that Ella," and I said, "No, no, you don't get to yell at Ella. I threatened to take her shit,
Yeah.
so it was either you tell me or I take your shit."
Yeah.
Sorry, she was rolling you under the bus,
Yeah.
and she told me no, and I said, "This is how it goes."
Yeah. She tried. She tried.
She did try. Like she made an honest effort. I have it in text.
That's so funny.
And you always know because you see the dot 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 dots on the screen and like they're thinking about their response and then you just get what you want. It's like, damn it. And I said to him, you need to not be driving that fast in a vehicle. You can wrap that thing around a tree and you can kill somebody.
Yeah.
Enough.
Especially, Mashpee is so narrow.
So
There's
narrow.
no lights anywhere.
So narrow. And I told him, I said, and on top of that, I get an awful feeling that you're going to get pulled over by a cop and they're going to pull your license and this is going to be a
They
nightmare.
don't
So
give a
please
shit
stop.
in Mashpee.
2 minutes later, he was pulled over.
Good.
He messaged me after and goes, "Are you serious?" How did you know I was getting pulled over? I said, I had a dream. I
Just
had
knew.
I had a dream about it, and
You
that's
always
I
knew.
woke up panicked, and that's why I asked your sister for your location.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. It's weird. I'm like,
It's like they don't know you. Like they
like,
don't believe you when you have these things. Like
right.
it's pretty well proven
It's
at
pretty well
this point.
proven at this point.
You know,
And so he's whatever. So he used to get mad at her, but then he didn't. He was like over it after. But they all
and he didn't
go.
get a ticket. Talked his way out of
No,
it.
he got in trouble for. It kind of looked like they were looking for somebody else,
Ah.
but they were like targeting him
Mm-hmm.
because he had tinted windows and blah blah low
Mm-hmm.
car. Like
Yep.
they targeted him 100%,
Yeah.
but they didn't really have a other than tint. They didn't have a reason to pull him over
Well, that's good.
at that time because he wasn't
Because he
speeding.
had slowed down because his mom told him knock it off.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is that him and his friends get together
Mm-hmm.
and they're males.
Mm-hmm.
And for men, I don't think
How
girls,
big is my dick?
yes, and I don't think girls have that much testosterone when they get together. I envision my daughter like forgetting to turn her car off because she's too busy yapping
Yeah.
and her battery's now dead and it's the middle of the night and we have to go out and get her.
Yeah. That
That's the
exactly.
stuff that I envision with
That's
her.
exactly the kind of stuff and my oldest too. I see the same thing that's the type
Yeah,
of dumb shit that she would do.
I don't
And
ever.
she's push to start. So I'm surprised that she has not left her vehicle running in the
Yeah.
driveway. Like, I'm pretty amazed with that.
Or her goofing around and laughing and then walking in somewhere and doing a whatever they do and her leaving her keys on the counter and going, "Oh my God, I lost my
Yep.
keys." Like that's the stuff that I envision her doing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't envision her driving like a maniac.
Mm-hmm.
I don't envision her like trying to pilot with people to go smoke weed in it because she can't stand the smell of weed.
That's
She
the
like
thing.
I don't envision her. I do envision her probably going to a party, getting shit faced, and not thinking properly and calling me to come get her.
Which is the correct answer.
But I mean, we've already had that conversation.
That has been a lifelong conversation in my house of I don't care how fucked up you are. I will not be mad at you then. I will be mad later.
Well,
But you need to call me.
right. So
I will
we,
come get you. I
yeah,
don't care. 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. I don't
I
care
don't
if you
care where
sneak
you are.
out of the house. I do not care. We will deal with the problems later. I just want you safe.
Right.
Although I've also said to my kids a lot, don't sneak out. Your father and I always snuck out. We got so lucky that neither of us ever got in trouble. If you really want to go out at night, we'll have a conversation about it. My answer will probably be yes, depending on how old you are. I'll probably say yes.
Like I remember a little him. Oh my God, Jacob and his best friend wanted to go night fishing. It was like 9 o'clock at night,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, night fishing? Can we please take the golf cart down and go night fishing with the old house?
Yeah.
And I was like, you're 12, driving a golf cart. All right. But I'm going to drive my car to the end of the road because you have to cross over the main road to get to the other road.
Yep.
He was like, I could just cross over. I'm like, nope. When I start going across the road, you drive with me across the road. And in my mind, as the crazy mom, I'm like, my car is the buffer.
Yeah.
So no one can hit him.
I totally see
Hit
the
me
logic.
first.
Yes.
Hit me first.
I mean, I totally, the logic, it's not sound,
No.
but it's there. I
And
see the logic.
it's the only because what about this side? But this side was wide open. Like you
I
could
see the
actually
crazy
see.
brain.
Yeah.
So I
It's
get it.
crazy.
I get it.
So then we were like, so then the
Did
fun
you go and meet him when he came back, or did you just let him cross back
oh, I
over?
fell asleep. And he was gone for like 5 minutes because he's like, it's scary near the water in the dark. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I tried to tell you, hey, maybe not.
So they left and they're like, we're going around. Like literally when I got back, like probably 20 minutes later, they were back. And I'm like,
That's so
hey, you
funny.
were supposed to call me. And they're like, well, we knew you weren't coming back anyways. You were asleep. I mean, I did fall asleep a little bit. I dozed off.
It happens. We're
So,
moms. We do that. I'll
yeah.
do that. I was sitting on the couch the other day, mid conversation with my son, and I just fell asleep.
I've
And
done it.
Lucas is like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I did manual labor and I didn't eat." And he was like, "So why don't you go eat something?"
I'm just mentally exhausted right now.
I literally like just like the lights went off. It was crazy.
Lights are off. Nobody's home. See you later. I'm out.
Oh, it was
That's
so bad. I
hilarious.
took apart my whole woodshed. Oh my God. I swung an axe and a sledgehammer for like 3 hours, like just breaking it up. But it's almost gone. I've been burning all week and I'm so happy.
That's
Hopefully, my
awesome.
husband got my fire going while I was gone, so that way I can just chuck shit in it when I get home. But we'll see. We'll see. What are we at for time? All right. Do we have anything? Oh, this is a question. You said like 4 or 5 hours. Oh, it was the last episode. You said when you were 14, you were standing on your old front lawn trying to buy your husband's car that he was selling with your boyfriend. I need that story.
Oh, it wasn't my old front lawn. I mean, technically now it's my husband and I's front lawn.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that, it was your old house.
My husband's house.
Okay,
So
before you were in the house, the last
yeah,
episode. Okay.
the house in the mills.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep, yep,
this
yep.
we're going like way back before
Yep.
the house that we moved
Oh,
in.
yeah, I forgot he was in that before he went
Yeah.
to Viking. That's
So
right.
the house in the mills,
Mm-hmm.
it's really, this is why I always call him and I like our relationship with serendipity, because my boyfriend at the time, I was 14, he was 18. We all know, blah, 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 whatever. Wasn't a good kid.
I mean, you married somebody 16 years older than you, so like,
Correct.
but also an 18-year-old should not be anywhere near a 14-year-old.
No,
No,
never,
no.
never. And so anyway, he had an 85 or 86 K5 Blazer that
Mm-hmm.
was lifted. It was awesome. We would always go off-roading in it and do
Mm-hmm.
dumb shit in it, and it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to trade it because my husband had I think it was the Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember, this was the same car that was parked on South Sandwich Road for years. It was purple and it was coming apart.
Hmm. Maybe.
You probably remember it.
If yeah, if I saw a picture of it, it would
Yeah.
probably spark.
It was badass.
Yeah.
So when I'll get to when I made the connection, but so we went to his yard and we were standing. He had it for sale on the corner because
Yeah.
the house is on the corner of the road and then there's the main road.
Mm-hmm.
So he had it for sale. My boyfriend and I at the time went there
Mm-hmm.
and we met with him about the car and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he realized, like, what am I going to do with that car? Like, it's too small, actually. I need the Blazer
Mm-hmm.
because we went and partied in it. You weren't partying in the Malibu.
Partying in a Malibu.
Yeah, you weren't taking it off-roading either. And then
I mean, Douglas drove Camry off road, so I mean,
it's true.
theoretically, anything can be off roading.
Anything can, but not that car. It was too
No,
nice at the time.
no.
And then my husband and I ended up having a really like a great conversation about the car and its
So
lines and all this stuff. It was great.
Yeah, because you've always liked cars.
Always loved cars.
You don't like cars because of your husband.
No, I've just
It
always
just happens to be that it
Correct.
worked out.
Correct. So I ended up going with him that day. We had this whole conversation.
Mhm.
Years later, now fast forward, I'm now 20.
Mm-hmm.
I go to my husband's house off of my bet from my roommate at the time.
Yeah.
And he showed me the Vega in the garage, and it was completely like
Not what the Vega is now.
not what it is now. It was a shell. And it had been on a rotisserie a couple times. Like, this is the stage that was in. And then he walked me downstairs to the basement to show me like a couple other cool things that he had or whatever. And I was like, hey, where'd you get this picture? And it was the car, and it's at New England Dragway, and he's like getting ready, like he's actually in motion with the car.
Oh, cool.
I think the picture's actually out in the other room. And it's like doing a wheelie almost going down the track.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, where did you get this picture? He goes, oh, that's my car. What do you mean it's your car? Because I built that car. It's my Malibu. It was fun. It was great. I wish I never got rid of it. And I'm like, I've seen this car because it's on South Sandwich Road
Mm-hmm.
and it's like just in pieces now. And I went,
Mm-hmm.
really? I'm like, huh. I'm like, no, I've seen it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It clicked.
fast forward, we get together.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the car one day driving. I think we were driving to Shaw's to go grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And we're early in our relationship because the man does not go grocery shopping now. And we drive by the house, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's my house." I'm like, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, that's Topsfield." I'm like, and now I'm like, "Oh my, ding 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 ding." I'm like, "Wait a minute. You and I talked to each other when I was 14 years old on your front lawn.
Crazy.
You were selling the Malibu."
That's so crazy.
And he's like, "Yeah, well, I had it on the corner for sale." I'm like, "Yeah, my boyfriend and I came there,
That's so
had a conversation with you regarding that vehicle. You and I had a conversation about like kind of like my love for cars. Like we just yapped in general."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so wild.
That's crazy.
And then we ended up living 14 houses down from each other. And like,
Kismet.
yeah.
That's
And I
crazy.
judged him by his car.
I mean, as one does. But I reheard it when I was editing, and I was like, I need that story. We need to have that story because that's really cute. It's really sweet
It's wild.
that you guys,
It is. It's
had that.
and well, because how we were baptized the exact same
Yeah,
day,
that one gets me.
16 years apart.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
It's so wild.
So wild.
So
And our
wild.
grandmother's living the top of Broadway and the bottom of Broadway. It's wild.
Meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Meant to. You
Yep.
were learning to drive. Who taught you to drive?
My dad.
And do you think he did an adequate job, or did he terrify you the whole time?
No, he was fantastic.
Yeah, just chill.
He was such a realist. So my dad used to work up in 2 hours away, Lexington, Mass, Bedford, Mass, and all that. Not New Bedford, Bedford. And
Very different.
Very different. And he would have to drive 2 hours away to work in the morning and 2 hours back and all
Oof.
that. Well, when I would go to work with him, because they had bring your daughter to work day or whatever, he would tell me to get in the driver's seat and you're gonna drive home.
Yeah.
I was like 12,
Oi,
driving from Lexington, Mass to the Cape.
it's
And
terrifying.
this is what he would say to me. Very calm. He never got aggressive about it, nothing. He says, listen, you need to check all your mirror. And I still to this day, I've even instilled this into my kids from him. That you check, he said, you need to parameter scan and be prepared for any situation at all times. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you're going to get in the left lane. When you get on the highway, you just get on the highway. Always check over your shoulder. Don't turn your wheel at the same time.
Nope.
Just check over your shoulder, check your mirror, check your mirror, check your mirror, and proceed to merge on the highway. Use your turn signal because people need to know you're coming in.
How people don't know that you're coming in
Correct.
baffles me.
Baffles me. He's sitting get in the left lane, keep it at 80 the whole way. Don't give a gap. It's all around. Don't give a gap. And I'm like, well, how do I stop? He goes, that's why you need to be prepared. He said, when you see brake lights up ahead, you need to start applying your brake pedal. And I said, well, why? He goes, that's how you don't have to slam your brakes on and drive into the back of somebody.
Yeah.
If they're stopping,
you see 10 cars up with red, you need to start hitting your red.
You need to start hitting your red. You're doing 80 miles an hour. And that's always stuck with me my entire existence. And then it was even more stuck with me when I started driving for a limousine company because we used to always play the beginning of the movie Dumb and Dumber to anybody that was training. And this is what not to do in a limousine. And then the owner would go out with you and he would take a wooden spoon and an egg, and he'd hold it like this in the back seat of the limo. If the egg dropped, you failed. The reason behind that is if you are easy driving and prepared, the egg will never fall.
Yeah, you should never theoretically should never have to slam on your brakes.
Correct.
If you're driving correctly, you should never have to slam on your brakes.
Because you have to actually think about this. People that are in the back of a limousine, they're like,
they don't want that.
That's not happening.
No.
So that was the test. And then I also, the stuff that I learned from my dad, and then the stuff that I learned from the egg, I put those two and two together. And that's why, as my son just said, why are you braking so far back? And I'm like, well, look at everybody else up ahead.
Yeah, I'm preparing.
So
that we have a comfortable stop.
Yes. We actually have this debate in my house because my car has auto stop. Well, my husband, I love him, but I don't know what happened, but he used to never be the one trying to, like, he'd always try to, like, be driving through you, like, pace car, the front car in front of you, but he never was the slam on your brakes, oh my God, we're going into the back of this person. And in the past 5 years, that's what it's been. And I don't want to say that, past 10 years, because it's been since 2000, since we got the Suburban, it was horrible. And the car was like, fucking brake, motherfucker.
Yeah.
The car has come to the complete stop.
Yeah.
Now think of how much you have to be.
You have to be close for your
close.
My last two trucks have done the auto stop. My one before, it did it all the time. It did it on its own. Like it would see a shadow, but stop. And I'm fuck you, terrain. I hated that fucking piece of shit. But my new truck, it's only happened once that it's in it. And the person in front of me slammed on their brakes and I was a little too close. And so my truck stopped. But this is scary. Like, I don't like this.
Well, don't worry. We didn't think the navigator had it.
Oh, you found out.
My husband found it.
He found out. He found out.
Going to Pembroke. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to die. We're going to die. We're all going to die. We're going to die. And he's like, do you want to drive? No, I just want you to realize that you need to apply the brake pedal.
Just hit the brake.
It's not that hard.
So
And I'm not saying you're a bad driver because you are an actually good driver, but can you pay attention? And I'm thinking, like, I actually literally thought about it recently. I'm like, at the same time that all this started transpiring, his eyes, like, he started to having to wear eyeglasses and more and all this because he can't see stuff up close. Like, and I don't want to be mean. And he's getting older. We all are. Like, whatever. My shit's not the same. But are you not hitting the brake because you're literally not seeing it that close? Like, are you not seeing it? Is your like depth perception
Oh, good
wrong?
Lord.
But it's a thing. Like, is your depth perception off?
Yeah.
Because everybody in the car is like braking, braking, we're braking, we're braking, we're braking, braking. No one's seeing. You're not seeing all those red lights. You're not seeing all of it.
The brakes.
Like, even the car, 2 cars in front of you is braking. No, not seeing it. Yeah.
The other day, Douglas was driving, and he should have been slowing down, and I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. Nope, I'm not saying anything. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh shit, and he hits the brakes, and I was like, oh, I probably should have said something, but I don't like to say something because then I'm gonna get in trouble. So
I'm gonna get in trouble. Always gonna get in trouble. I spend most of my time driving with my husband now like this.
Yeah.
And then like I'll do this like through my hair.
But just look at him and don't look at the rest of the thing. Just look at the husband.
I can't because then he'll look at me and go, what? What?
Oh, and not look at the road.
And not look at the road, and then we're dying.
That's almost worse.
Like, my biggest fear in a car is everybody's like, you drive like a gangster. And I'm like, I don't drive like a gangster. You drive way back here, but you're like this tall. And I'm like, I can't be close to the steering wheel because if that airbag deploys, I have beautiful teeth. So, like,
it's always back to the teeth.
it is back to the teeth. I mean, we talked about why I don't like to wear a coat while driving because, I mean, I like that coat.
Yeah.
If I get into a car accident and I'm unconscious, whatever, and they're gonna try to fucking cut my coat
off. Yeah.
They're not gonna unzip it nicely. No. They're gonna cut my coat, and then what if I get blood on it? That's gonna stain it. Like, the whole domino effect of things that could go wrong here.
You're out of your goddamn mind. You know that, right?
I know this. I totally know
okay. Just gotta make sure.
Yep.
But actually, I have had that thought too. My favorite coat, I do take it off in the car.
Take it off. I don't know.
No, don't need it cut open.
I don't want to cut open. This is gonna be horrible. And then logically, where are you gonna find that coat again?
My favorite coat, I'm never finding that coat again. I got it at a random ass store in P-Town. I am never finding that coat again.
Never finding it again.
Nope.
That's how it works. It's
exactly.
not happening.
Nope.
But I will tell you my scariest moment as a parent with my driver.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, like, them on their own driving.
Oh, yeah.
Not, I mean, I know you've had a scary moment with that. With them teaching them to drive.
Yes, but just them on their own.
On their own. We were on our way home from sister-in-law's house for my mother-in-law's birthday dinner. And I just had my 6 spidey senses again. Mind you, we had the kids, the dogs, everything were packed.
I think you had my kid that day too.
We did have your kid that day.
I did have my kid.
And it'd be really odd that I didn't.
Yeah, right. If we're in a family thing, one of us is leaving with each other's son.
Unless it's a Sunday, then we're not. But
no. But 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. So we're on our way home. Earlier, my eldest was like, I'm leaving. I don't want to be here anymore, blah, blah, blah. I have a lot of schoolwork to do. What? Okay. All right, buddy.
Sure.
This was his senior year in high school.
Towards like the end of the year.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? In his school, it's not uncommon. I mean, he's in a physics class, for crying out loud. He could have stuff going on. Like, all right, nerd. So I said to him, okay. I was like, well, just be safe, okay? Just be safe, be smart, you know. And he didn't want to take his sister with him, which meant you were going to meet up with your buddies. Okay, fine. And I'm not going to question if you guys are like, you know what? It's fine.
No.
It's okay. So there's actually been there's been 3 moments in my life when I've gotten the phone call. One, I was on call and they were in a car with another family, and my oldest ended up calling. They were leaving school. They got T-boned. And actually over the radio, it came in and we had to show up on scene, and I wasn't in a truck at that time, but It was horrific. It
This is
was the
scary.
worst call you ever want to get.
Absolutely.
But luckily, we got the call from my son.
And didn't just hear it.
Right. But he said, your daughter is very neurotic. She needs mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the only one that can calm her down.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward, and then there was when he rear-ended that person. He didn't call me. He called dad.
That's probably the right
Whatever.
move.
It was probably the right move. And dad went and told him. So, but then this time was different.
Uh-huh.
I just had this sick feeling the whole time. I was very uneasy, didn't feel great. Even my daughter at the house before we left said, what's up with him? I just don't have a great feeling about him. Like, what's he up to?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I kind of have that same feeling because she's my spidey sense as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then we were on our way home and I pull him up on Find My. He's down near South Cape Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking. I'm like, what is he doing at the beach? So now I call him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's going on? Dead air. Hello? What's happening? You all right? It's not good, Mom.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What's not good? There's ambulances and fire trucks everywhere. It's not good. Where
I
are
need
you?
more information.
Where are you? Now my husband is like from 80 to like 65 in the right lane and he's concerned. He's looking at
Listening.
me. And now he's in my ear, but like next to me. Where are you and what is going on? Do you need me to come there? I'm going to need you. Where are you? South Cape Beach. We're all okay, but this is not okay. Okay. Okay, we're on our way. Into the screen. Honey, we're rerouting. We're going to South Cape Beach. Why? I don't know what's happened. He says it's not good. There's fire truck and ambulances and police everywhere. Cape Way's on their way. We don't know what's going on. That's all I know. It's not good. He needs us there. I'm also going to need you to claim the other kid, is what he said to me. I'm not claiming somebody else's kid. I'm not, I don't want to say like I wouldn't, I will in a heartbeat,
Mm-hmm.
but you still need to tell your parent, or I will. So we go, we show up, we reroute, we park down here because we don't know what has happened. Is somebody dead? Is he just in shock because someone's dead? Is something
Mm-hmm.
like we don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
This part of the road where you take like the left to go actually to the parking lot
Yep.
is blocked off. And I'm like, okay, all right, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So we park. We tell Ella and William, lock the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Do not, under any circumstances, walk down here or come down here. Do not. I don't care. You're not well. You cannot come down here.
Mm-hmm.
Ella is panicked. What is going on? Jacob is fine. I don't know what's going on. Stay in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So William and I now are hustling, like walking.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm thinking is, oh my God, like I didn't
Something
hear any
really
other
bad.
kids. Like
Yeah.
this has got to be horrible. Like, I'm expecting like a massacre.
Yep.
I'm seeing debris
Oh
all
God.
on the road as we're walking up to it. I'm like, oh my God. I see the truck up against a tree and on its side, upside down actually. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I do the perimeter scan real quick. My heart is now in my toes. And I do the parameter scan. I look at my husband. See, I'm like getting emotional talking about it because it's a horrible situation to walk up to. And I'm watching my husband like now he's picking up his pace. Like, and here's my son. Here's his best friend. Here's some other kid I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Here's his other really good friend. And there's the girl who's now the fiance of his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like, they're like, what the fuck? I don't see bodies anywhere. Nothing.
No, nobody's bloody.
Nobody's bloody.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at them. I give them all a hug.
Mm-hmm.
I love you all. Like, does everybody talk to their moms, dads? Everybody know that mom and like, did you tell your mom and dad you're fine? Like, I love you. I love you. I
Mm-hmm.
hugged every one of them. And then I looked at all of them. I said, what the fuck happened? What the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I didn't yell it at them, but I was very stern. And Jake goes, well, we were over here and we were like just bombing around in the parking lot, and we went to go leave. We switched spots in the truck. And luckily everybody was wearing their seatbelt.
Thank God.
Because they weren't wearing their seatbelt. The way that there's a big giant boulder right there. And this kid was driving like an asshole leaving. And when he came down, he went, oh fuck, hit his brake, but it was all sand. It's a
Mm-hmm.
beach parking lot. In
Yeah,
that
it's
area,
all sand. It's not paved at all.
all sand there. And it basically took him as driving too fast, took him like ice, sent him into the boulder, but instead of hitting it head on, he turned to avoid it. And when he turned to avoid it, it caught the side of it and flipped it into the tree. They all got out and they were all okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very nervous, shooken up, scared. I get it. All the shit that was in the back of the truck was down the road. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it could have been horrific. My son and his best friend were in the other vehicle and saw the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, they were in shock.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him after, I was like, what in the fuck are you people thinking?
Yeah.
This is how you fuck up your life.
Yeah. It's like kill someone.
Yeah. I said, you're lucky. Now, the thing that pissed me off a lot was the other kid, the kid that was driving the vehicle. He was, I try really not to judge because I am that person when I'm nervous or whatever, I'll just start laughing or I'll make a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, not, he was laughing and very like, oh, whatever, this was cool. No.
Oosh.
And then the dad, when he showed up, the dad wasn't very
Same way.
apologetic
Mm-hmm.
or remorseful. He was more like, yeah, all right, it's another thing my kid did. And and then
Something wrong in that house.
the officer I happened to be listening to, and I said, listen, this is an ongoing problem that we have with him. So if you don't want to lose your license for a really long time, you need to pull it together
Yeah.
because this right now, you would have been going to jail right now for manslaughter if they got hurt and almost or killed or whatever. Like, this isn't a joking matter. Enough.
No.
Enough. I have pulled you over. I have given you tickets. I have done this. And she actually laid into the dad too.
Good.
And I was like, thank fucking God.
Good.
And the other dad of Jake's best friend showed up and he looked at him and he said, and very calm, and he said, gave him a big huge hug. And he said, I'm happy to see that you are okay. I love you, bud. I love you all. But he looked at him and he goes, Jay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously? And he goes, I know. I know. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And the other kid, his other good best friend, uh, he was very like he was in the truck and he was still like he was shaking. He was so
It's
upset.
terrifying.
He was crying, and I could have fucking died. And I'm like, yep. I was like, but you didn't, and you're here. I was like, have you called your mom? I can't call my mother. I can't. I said, you need to call your mother or I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
So you have now until the time you get home to my house to call your mom. I don't think it's wise for you to be driving at the moment. So we took them from there.
Mm-hmm.
We had to take them from there to get the Saturn, which was parked at the history museum or
Oh,
whatever
okay.
in
Yep.
Mashpee.
The
And
kids museum.
yeah, the kids museum. And then they had to drive it home. And I said, and I want you home.
Mm-hmm.
I am monitoring you home. Actually, we're going to follow. We're going to go there. We're going to follow you.
Yeah.
So we followed home and he got home and I said, did you contact your mother? No. Well, I have. I
Mm-hmm.
got a feeling that you weren't. And now she's calling his phone. And he's like, I'm just going to stay here. I'm too shooken up. Oh, she goes, I'll just come get you. Nope, it's fine. Then at about 11:30 midnight, he messages me and says, Mrs. Barron, I'm okay. I'm just gonna drive home. I really want to be with my mom. I said, you are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Text me when you get home. I'm gonna text your mom and let her know what you're doing. And she knows that she's gonna message me as well in case you forget.
Yeah.
Please drive safely, because he had to drive to Plymouth. He lives in Plymouth.
Oof.
Be safe, be smart. You're also not 18 yet, so you have to be in by midnight. So
Yeah.
that doesn't mean drive like a maniac.
Yeah.
I'm not. I promise I'm gonna drive. So okay, great.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Crazy.
Scariest. That
So
that
scary.
by far was probably the
Like my
scariest
blood is
ever.
cold. Like that is so
Yeah.
scary.
And but the thing is, you have to stay calm.
Yep.
You can't react. You can't. And I've gotten crazy phone calls like, you're gonna need to come to the yard right now. There's a lot of blood. He's okay and conscious, but there's a lot of blood. He may need to go to the hospital. What? I'm on my way.
He had a rough time with the arm and the head.
He shouldn't have listened to his mother when I was like, you're concussed. You probably shouldn't be driving. I'm not concussed. I can work. Okay.
Slurring his words. I'm not gonna
Okay.
cough.
I'm just gonna go back to the shop. Dude, I'm gluing your head back together in the back of my car. You should probably not be driving a tow truck.
Oh, good
It's
lord.
wild. But those are the nightmares that you think of. And then, like, I said to Jake one night when he showed up to a police scene and he was like, oh my God, Mom, I know that car. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
well, you know what? This is what can happen. Just slow the fuck down. But it is scary. And then it's even more scary because they're not in a car seat anymore.
No.
They're
In the driver's seat.
they're in
They
the
went from the car seat to the driver's seat.
yeah, and you have no control.
No. And I have one in the driver's seat and one in the car seat.
Oh, that's gotta be a weird balance.
It's very strange. It's very strange. I'm gonna start potty training this week. I taught one to drive a year ago, and now I'm potty training one. Like I just,
Well, it's gonna be even more weird for you because you have to almost step into two different roles.
I'm three different parents.
Adult mom
Mm-hmm.
who has to like, you gotta kind of fall and fail,
Yeah.
and then baby mom
Mm-hmm.
who's like, you can't fall. You'll get a concussion, and then things will be bad later in life. That's gonna be a hard balance.
Yeah. So I really am three different parents.
Yeah.
I am a different parent to each child, and it's exhausting sometimes. But hey, you know what? We make it work, and I like all three of them, so I guess I'll keep them.
Yeah, I'm at that same point. Well, not, I don't have the toddler,
Yeah.
but I'm at the same point
We
where
have like three different kids.
I have three different children.
You have an adult. You have an almost an adult and a tween.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's hard because right now, especially, I have to be like, okay, I have to let you kind of fall and do your own thing.
Yep.
And then I have to set up so you don't fall, but eventually you're gonna fall.
You gotta have to.
And then this one, I'm like, I just love you. Just
Just so
snuggle
cute.
me.
So sweet.
Yeah,
It's just so sweet.
it's tiring, but whatever, it is what it
Hey,
is.
parenting. So why don't we wrap this one up and we'll move along to our next one. We got to record
Perfect.
today. All right.
Sounds great.
Let's do the outro with all of our lovely car seat stories.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the front.
Burner.
We're gonna figure it out, I swear. So this was Hot Rod Mess, and I'm Candice.
I'm Angie.
And if you want to find anything else about us, hotrodmess.com is everything. You can send us an email, hotrodmess@gmail.com, or you message us through the website. But anything you need from us, hotrodmess.com is the way to go.
And also remember, you need to subscribe, people.
Yes, subscribe, like, comment, all of the stuff.
All of the above.
Please, 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 please.
Peace out.
Bye.
All right, let's stop this one. Yeah, I'm literally in a whole different world of worlding right now.
What? All of our lovely car seat stories.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the front.
Burner.
We're gonna figure it out, I swear. So this was Hot Rod Mess, and I'm Candice.
I'm Angie.
And if you want to find anything else about us, hotrodmess.com is everything. You can send us an email, hotrodmess@gmail.com, or you message us through the website. But anything you need from us, hotrodmess.com is the way to go.
And also remember, you need to subscribe, people.
Yes, subscribe, like, comment, all of the stuff.
All of the above.
Please, 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 please.
Peace out.
Bye.